I was on a plane a couple months ago, right, to another engagement, and I was sitting next to this lady, and she was telling me that her kids are going off to college, and she has so much plans about remodeling her rooms, remodeling the kids' rooms, and remodeling her office. You could just tell she was excited, right? And she was on her way to a business meeting, and she was about an hour and a half late because our plane had left late. But she was excited, right? She was excited. Now, she even asked me about what colors should she paint some of the rooms. But it was a weird question because every time she asked me what I think would be a good color, she went with the opposite. I said, lady, why did you even ask me what color to pick anyway if you weren't gonna take what I was saying seriously anyway, right? So a crazy thing happened. As we landed, she was telling me, I hope you have a good time on your trip. I hope you have an awesome talk. And it was a lot of positivity, even though she was an hour late for her meeting. Now I looked to the right of me, and there was this lady who was missing her connecting flight. And she was trying to get her stuff, and she was trying to rush, and she was trying to grab all her things and bolt down the doors, but not understanding that there was people in front of us, and we hadn't even reached the plane landing yet. So it didn't make sense why she was so angry to begin with. She even was making a fuss at the person next to her saying, look, sir, you got to get out of my way because I'm late. But the door wasn't even open. There was no way, even if she was first in line, she still had to wait for the door to open. But in front of me was this father and his son. Now his son was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and he had this notion, this idea that I'm going to take this little red ball and throw it at my dad's head. This young man threw the ball at his dad's head, and his dad laughed. And he kept doing this and doing this and doing this and doing. I said, sir, at some point, either you got to tell your son to stop, or you got to move out the way because your son gonna continue to throw this ball at you until you say no, right? So I'm looking back in the 3 different directions, and 3 different things is happening, and something hit me, right? It made you really think about the way that an individual processes life. You see, life is about perspective. Even though we were all on the same plane, there's a bunch of different perspectives because there's different things happening, right? I'm sure we've all seen this picture, right? We've seen this picture of this cup, right? And in the cup, it says you can either see the cup is half empty or half full, depending on how you see the cup. Well, I don't go through life thinking as if I'm half full or half empty. I go through life thinking that I'm the cup. Because the cup is the one constant in every single situation. As long as the cup is there, it doesn't matter what you put in that water because the water is always coming and going, but the cup is the foundation.